Okay, so we're running WebOS 3.0.2.2 on this HP TouchPad, and let's go ahead and have a quick look at it. First of all, this is the lock screen button, and as you can see, it comes with this drag to unlock latch here. Tells you the hour here, what's the time, and you have some of the notifications. They're already available from this lock screen button, and if you're playing some clips or you're playing some music, for instance, you're going to have the controls over here as well, which is something quite nice. Unlocking the screen like this, and you get access to the home screen. This doesn't come with multiple home screens like you get on the iPad or Android, but it's actually quite nice. You also can't really customize the interface because all the entire thing is based on panels and cards. And what this does, it's quite simple. If we're going to launch an application, for instance, let's say we're launching maps, see that it opens a pan here, and then it loads the map like this. And if you want to go out, don't allow now. And if you want to go out of this app, you can press the home button, which is here, or you can just pinch and drag from the bezel on the bottom, and the screen will go like this. And if you want to close this particular app, it's quite easy. You just have to pinch and drag it up, or just pinch and drag it down, and it will bounce and close. So let's close it. It's like this. It's extremely simple to close an application, and if you're going to have more running applications, they're all going to be added here as panels, which is quite nice. Now let's tell you a couple of things about a couple of details about the things I like on HP TouchPad. First of all, there's the notification system. You can see that the notification system, it's quite nice. It's here on the corner, and it's going to tell you if you're going to receive some new messages, or if you're going to download something like this. And if something new happens, you won't get some intrusive messages. Just some message will slide around here on this area, and it will tell you that, hey, you got a new message, or hey, something new is happening on your tablet. And then you can easily go like this and access some of the applications. And let's go ahead. For instance, I've got a new mail, and I'm going to show you right now the email account, and that's the way it looks. You can add accounts from multiple places. For instance, you can get accounts from YouTube, from Google, from Yahoo, from Exchange servers, and you can group them together. You can have a unified inbox here, or you can have separated inbox for all of your accounts. For instance, I'm only having a Google account right now. If I had more, I could have had an inbox with all of them, or separated inboxes for Google or Yahoo or Exchange or something like this. The interface uses the standard 3-panel screen from HP, and in order, you can easily adjust this. You just have to press here. You can't really slide, press here in the middle of the column and slide. You have to press here on the bottom when there is this small arrow, this small actually 3-bar icon, something like this, and you can easily adjust it like this. And now I've just closed that part, and I can open an email, and if I want to go and read the email full screen, I could just make it full screen like this. I want to go back, just as easy as this. And you have all these options here. You can mark this email as unread, you can mark it as spam, you can send it to other people, you can save it, you can move it to a specific folder, you can print it, you can delete it, and of course you can reply. And there are also attachments supported. We have here a bunch of different types of attachments that are quite easy to open. For instance, let's open this picture. Just press on it and wait for it to download. This is all coming through Wi-Fi right now. You can see that it's a picture, and I get to open it and scroll and zoom in, and I can copy it to photos. So it's now copied to photos. You can see the notification telling me image was copied to photos, and then it slides back like this. Very non-intrusive. Okay, so that was the email application, which is something I really like on the HP TouchPad. Let's go ahead and show you this part, the Just Type, which is actually quite nice. It allows you to search. It's like a search you get on Android, but it will search not only on your contacts or your emails or, let's say, on the content on your tablet, but it will also search online on different services you're going to tell it to search. You have here the preferences for this particular app, and you can tell it to search on default search engine is Google. You can edit this, and you can allow it to search to bookmarks and history, emails, calendar, or using these particular services like Twitter and Amazon and IMDb and all this. YouTube, of course, and you have these actions as well. You can send a new message or new email, which is quite nice, and probably going to use this a lot on your HP TouchPad. Let's go ahead and search for Christina, and these are all the things that it found, and most of them are contacts from my Facebook account. And you have here some options. You can then go and search on Google or with Wikipedia or on the HP app catalog, and or search a new or send a new email or something like this. Quite easy to use. Okay, so that was the email account. Let me go ahead and show you the keyboard. So this is the keyboard. This is one of the best layouts I've seen on a tablet so far, probably the best. It comes with full-size keys like you have on the iPad, for instance, but you also have this row of numbers here with secondary functions. So you have the secondary functions are mapped exactly like they are on a normal keyboard. So for instance, on one, if you're going to press shift, you get access to exclamation mark, or on 2 you get access to @ for your emails, something like this. So writing is actually quite simple, and of course there is an autocorrection and spelling check feature. However, I don't really know if I can add more languages. It works with English by default, but you can't really add. I couldn't actually find a dictionary for other languages. So if you're going to type in a different language than English, it's going to be a little bit complicated on this particular tablet. Let's go ahead and have a quick look at the browser, which is an important part of every tablet. And let's go ahead on our blog, which is tabletbuy.com. It's actually not this one. Tabletbuy.com, which is our blog. And you can see that it loads the site. It takes a little bit of time, and this is something I've noticed. This one, the browser on this one is definitely slower than the browser on the iPad or on the Android Honeycomb tablets, like 2 to 3 times slower. But in the end, well, when it is going to load this, everything will be working quite nice. You can see you can easily zoom in and have pinch to zoom and scroll, and everything works quite nice. And of course, this one supports. Let's see, take a look at preferences, supports pop-ups, cookies, JavaScript and Flash, which is quite nice. And we have here a clip, which is an embedded YouTube clip. And let's go ahead and play it. And it defaults as a 360p clip, but you can play up to 720p clip on this one, going full screen like this. It's actually quite nice, quite easy to do this. So here we go, and of course right now the speakers are turned all the way down.
Left and right.
So this is YouTube playing on this one. And if we're on YouTube, let's go ahead actually. Let's go ahead and open the YouTube app, and there's actually no YouTube app. There's it will load YouTube in browser, though there's no need actually for a YouTube app because the browser version supports all the features. And let's go ahead here and search for a 1080p clip, 1080p video. Okay. Yeah, that's not the one. Let's search trailer, 1080p trailer. Yeah, in fact, that's my fault here. Instead of typing 1080p, I type 1980p, so that's why this happened. Okay, and let's try this one, which is a trailer from a Blu-ray disc. And you can go full screen. Let's turn on the sound a little bit. Right now it's playing a 480p version, but let's go ahead and try the 720p version as well. You can see that it will play. It will take a little bit of time to load, but after that should be able to play it quite nicely. So here it is, the trailer. And the speakers. Check out the speakers, especially the low frequency sound, the bass, actually quite good. And you can scroll. Of course, scrolling is not that fast and not that smooth, but you can watch 1080p, you can watch 720p clips on this one from YouTube, and they're actually better than better playing than what you get on Honeycomb tablets with Tegra 2 right now. But we'll have to wait for it to load, for the particular clip to load. Of course, if you're going to go to 1080p, then performances will get choppy. So this one can play up to 720p, but not that much. 1080p, not that much. So this is 1080p right now. And it's actually playing okay. Better than I was expecting, but there are some skip frames. Still, overall, it's quite good. And let's go ahead and pause this. And that was all with YouTube. And since we are okay, let's go back to browser. Since we're on this particular area, I'm going to show you that you can also play content from Vimeo or from other streaming sources. And let's press play here. Let's wait for it to load. And once again, it's an HD clip. And this is a particular clip I like. It's inspired by Iceland video. It's a very nice commercial for, very nice ad for Iceland. Once again, it takes a little bit to start and to load, but after that it will play quite nicely.
It's amazing, really. Have a look at this, yeah? Hey, I'm in love. My fingers keep on clicking to the beating of my...
Trying to scroll here. Yeah, scrolling is not working that good, but still, it's better that you get on other tablets. So this is HD quality video, 1080p HD quality video, which is quite impressive. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead right now and show you some of the other movie playing application. You have this particular app. These are actually, this is how you can access all the applications or on the tablet. You get this particular line here. You can add 5 shortcuts to some particular apps, but you can't add more. And for the rest, you have to go here in menu and just find them here. You have the downloads, which are the applications you downloaded, and you can add some favorites here, settings, and some of the apps already pre-installed. And we're going to have a quick look now at photos and media. And this one, the touchpad, actually, you can add a bunch of accounts on this one. Let me go ahead and show you that particular part. And you have here, should have accounts, yeah. You have the accounts, and you can add certain different accounts from different services. You can add account for Dropbox, Facebook, email client, LinkedIn, Google, Skype, and all this. And the particular applications on this tablet will then use some of these accounts for different types of content. For instance, we were over there, we were actually using the movie, the photo apps, and this one drags pictures from Facebook, and these are some of my pictures from Facebook, and you can easily scroll between them. You can see they're looking quite nice. And you also have video content, and let's see what we have here on the site, or some of the videos on the tablet. And we have here movies, pics and clips, and I've copied a couple of different types of files, but not all of them are playable here. It seems that only the MOV and the MP4 files were playable. Also added some NKVs and some WMVs. They're not recognized. They're on the hard drive, they're on the storage on this tablet, but they're not recognized. Okay, let's go ahead and play the 720p MP4 file, and you're going to see that it will play this flawlessly, or at least it should.
What is it?
Yeah, okay.
We were hoping you could tell us.
It's here.
And you can stretch.
That's really bad.
This is full screen, and you can see that now it's stretched, going to full screen. It's a 4:3 aspect ratio, and it cuts some of the details on the side. And this is widescreen. So that was the 720p clip, and we also have a 1080p MOV clip as well. And you're going to see that this one can play 1080p content as well, which is quite nice.
Oh my word! What is going on?
Okay, let's go ahead.
No! Oh, jeez! It's a
Like this.
monkey!
It's a trailer here.
Where are you guys? I don't know.
So 1080p MOV playing excellently, and 1080p MP4.
Happening again. Flora's little brother, he's lost. Not going back without Teddy.
I haven't actually edited this. This is just what I downloaded from internet and trailers, and I just copied them on the device. It will see them. It will see the device when connected to a computer as an external drive, and just have to copy them, and they're going to work straight out of the box. No problem. You have a bunch of different native apps here. You have maps, which are maps with Bing Maps, and they're working quite okay. And you also have a calendar that as well synchronizes with events from different third-party calendars, like the calendars in Google or in Facebook or your Exchange calendar. It's going to be quite okay. And you have a task manager as well. It works quite nice. And besides this, you have the HP app catalog, where you should find some third-party apps. However, there aren't that many, and if you're not living in the US, you actually have even less, have access to even less, only the free ones. So all I have here are some of the free applications. I have access to those, and you can easily go ahead and search for TouchPad. Let's go ahead and search for TouchPad. Will take a bit. The app, the HP app catalog, it's actually quite okay, but it takes a bit to load different types of informations. You can see that it will take a couple of seconds, many seconds actually, to search for this. So we have 213 results here of applications. However, most of them are pretty much useless. That's the problem. For instance, if you go to games, you get access to games like Differences and Solitaire and Sudoku and stuff like this. So no real 3D games here available, which is kind of pity. Let's go ahead and search for some others. For instance, news. I'm going to show you how easy it is to access an application. So we have News Republic. Just click on it, and it will show you here the negative and positive feedback and some informations about it and some of the reviews. And you can easily download it. You have to press on this button, free, and it will start downloading. And once it's done, you get, right now it's installing, and you have the notification that tells you that the app was installed. So quite smart here. And of course, here on the notification system, you also have quick access to a couple of functions, like turning auto rotation for the screen on. You have the Wi-Fi on, wireless, the VPN connection, Bluetooth, and mute. You can mute sound quite easily. So these are quite usable as well. And of course, you have the information on battery life, and you can easily adjust screen brightness. And you have the calendar going to tell you that today we're on September 8th. Okay, so this were pretty much all the applications available on this one. Like I said, if you're going to run multiple applications, they're going to be opened in different pans like this. And if you have a particular application with, for instance, a browser, and you have multiple pages, let's go ahead on Tablet Byte again, and let's open another page. And for instance, let's say we're opening Google, and you can see here that we don't have actually tabbing. There are no tab navigation, but you have multiple cards, and you can easily adjust this and drag a card on top, the one you want. However, switching between one particular tab to another is quite difficult, especially if you're going to have more. But you can then easily access one tab, go back, swipe, and go back. And from here you can delete the tab you want. Just have to drag it on top, and then it closes. That particular tab is now closed. And the same with this one. So the interface is quite useful, quite smart. However, there are some problems with it. Sometimes if you're going to run multiple applications for a couple of hours or something like this, the interface and the OS will become quite sluggish, and it will perform quite poorly. And this is something you don't really want on the tablet right now. Sometimes it will even freeze, or there are some bugs, and I don't know, you have to restart the device. And the big problem is that, as you probably know, HP just shut down WebOS, so there's actually no chance for this particular problems to be ever fixed, or there's no chance to get more apps in the App Store on this on the WebOS App Store, because nobody is going to develop apps for dying or already dead ecosystem like the one on the WebOS and on the HP TouchPad and the Palm Pre and the VR smartphones. And this is one of the biggest problems for this particular tablet. Besides this, actually, for basic stuff, the tablet is quite okay, and there are a couple. It has the potential, and in the near future, there are some guys working right now for Android that will be Android honeycomb version for the HP WebOS, HP TouchPad, sorry, will replace the WebOS, and with that you will get access to all the application and the customizations, and theoretically the better overall experience provided by Honeycomb. However, for a light user, like I said, HP TouchPad with the WebOS is actually quite nice. You get to access a browser, a very good browser, and you get the email and messaging client. And you also have YouTube. You can play YouTube, and you can play music and all kind of stuff. I think I haven't showed you music actually, sorry for that. And this is music, kind of a standard interface. What's nice here that, let's start the song, and if it's playing, you're going to have here in the notification show you that this app is playing. And for instance, let's say we're reading this and we want to change this track. It's quite simple. We're going to have here and change the track. You don't have to leave this particular page, which is quite nice. And actually, let's say you're playing a track and you had the screen closed, you can easily change it like this from the without having to actually unlock the device. You just have to change the track. You can easily change the track, which is actually quite nice here. So WebOS definitely has its strong points, but it lacks the application and lacks the reliability and the overall smooth experience sometimes. that you're going to need on a tablet like this. For an entry-level user, for a casual user that doesn't need that much from a tablet, this is actually very good. And especially if you got it for $99 or $149, the prices that were available for this one a while ago, I'm pretty sure you made an excellent deal here. Okay, let's go ahead and close this. And we're going to be right back with some wrap up and some final conclusions on the HP TouchPad.